Good evening, everybody, and welcome to my channel. The main ingredient is Judy, and I wanted to get on here real quick and share a quick little lesson that I had to teach my girls today. So I'm in Chicago, and everybody knows the weather is out here reminding us that we from up north. We from Chicago, okay? We got a lot of snow going on out here. It's not even that it's coming down heavy, but it's coming down steady. So I went out earlier to, make a pathway and everything like that. Clear the entryways or whatever for our property out back. And then I went around to the front to get my neighbors to the left of me because she's a senior citizen, you know what I'm saying? And I noticed she moving a little slower, given her age. So I'm like, you know what, I'm gonna knock the snow off her porch and her stairs and, just clear a pathway for her where she normally walks to her vehicle. Did that. Then as I'm working my way to the front of, our property, I'm getting the sidewalk together, getting the front porch or whatever like that, and I see my neighbor to the right of me, and he speaks, so I speak, and I say it like that because I am aware for whatever reason he's decided to move a little funny with me as of I want to say like the summertime. I notice he be moving a little funny with me, and I am privy to him having certain conversations about me that are simply not true just because he don't understand the way that I move. And unfortunately, I trigger him, and I figured this out a crazy way. Nevertheless, our relationship wasn't always like that, but that's what it is now. So even given that, he spoke, I spoke, no problem. He's a senior citizen as well. He's 70 plus. And I see him, knocking the snow and everything off his stairs, and he moving a little slower. Of course, because you're 70 plus. He was getting his front entryway knocked off or whatever, but of course he's moving slower. So at first in my petty mind, I'm like, I'm not gonna help him. And I wasn't. But then I'm like, you know what? I'm not gonna be like that. Cause I'm not like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, just because you feeling a way about me, just because I trigger you because of the way that I move as a whole grown woman, um, that's not really for me to carry. So I saw that he could use a little assistance, and I assisted him. I helped clear some of his sidewalk area like halfway, so then he didn't have to do the whole thing himself and everything like that. And then once I felt like I was done helping and he had it from there, I went ahead and let him finish. I went ahead and tended to the front of my property, the walkway, to the street, yada, yada, yada. And I'm like, okay, I'm done here. I forgot my salt though, so I had to go through the back because I didn't bring my keys. And put everything up, come through the front because that's what my salt was. And I'm salting my area, and I salted my neighbor to the left, my other Miss Senior Citizen. I made sure her porch was good, her stairs was put good, her entryway, whatever like that. Like I said, I have my own salt. So then he offers me some of his salt, and I pondered for a second, and I was like, yeah, okay, I use a little bit. I ain't use too much. I use some of his salt, and then I continue to use my own salt. And I went inside. And apparently my kids was looking out the window, and they was like, Mom. I got a house for the girls, so, the mouth is there. The attitude is there. So they're like, Mom, why you helping him? Why you talking to him? And I said, well, he spoke, so I spoke. But you know how he is with you and woo woo. He be talking about you, Mama. What you helping him for? He a man. He's supposed to be helping you. And I said, whoa, slow down. Watch your tongue. I said, I understand that, we're all privy to how he moved with me and everything like that. But I'm like, first of all, he's a senior citizen. He's 70 plus. So it's not like he a young whippersnapper. He's not one of these little 30-year-old, 40-year-olds, or even one of the young teenagers in the neighborhood. Like he an old man. So I'm noticing he moving down them stairs slower. I see he just moving slower, and I'm knowing he got, he be wearing a brace on his leg too. So I'm just like, I'm not finna sit there and just act like, because he might have a problem with me, it's a problem with we. No, I'm gonna be me. I'm gonna be JB, and I'm gonna be who I am, and I'm gonna help this man. I said I ain't do too much, but I did enough to help him because I see that he needed it. He's still a senior citizen, and I'm a neighborly neighbor. You know what I'm saying? I'm not finna harbor the spirit of offense, which is something I've struggled with for years, and today was a good day. So I'm like, just because he feels a certain way, just because he moves a certain way or has moved a certain way with me, doesn't mean I'm going to carry that. However he feels about me, that's his business. Whatever he says about me, that's his business. I chose to help him out of the kindness of my heart because I see he's older and he could use the help. I said, don't matter that he's a man, he's an elderly man. And I'm like, I'm looking out for my future because you never know if, I'm in a situation where I need somebody to help me, and I don't want to be referred to as the mean this or just someone that, somebody wouldn't want to help. I was like, you got to remember, you got to think about the things that you do today can affect your future. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, I'm looking out for my future. I'm going to be blessed and highly favored regardless. But because my heart is in the right place, I don't mind helping him. He can say what he wants. I said he could be talking about me like a dog right now for helping him. So that don't make me a bad person. My character is intact. I'm intact and I'm solid about who I am, so I ain't worried about it. Well, he said this and he said that and he be moving like that. And Mom, you shouldn't have did that. And I said, sometimes when things happen to you in life, you have to take the higher road and you have to be the mature one in a situation. I said, I could have easily been petty and followed my first man. And when I seen him, I ain't have to speak and I didn't have to help him. But I decided to go ahead and do so. And I also said, how am I teaching you guys to, you know what I'm saying, when y'all outside of me, when y'all not in the house with me, when we not moving around in the street together, y'all are not with me. Y'all at school, y'all on field trips, y'all doing stuff. And I'm always teaching my daughters to, when you outside, you represent God and you represent me well. I said, because you never know who knows me and what kind of connection and or interaction me and somebody else have had. And if somebody that I know sees one of y'all and they give me a report just outside of y'all knowing, it better be righteous. It better be in line. It better be intact because I know how I teach y'all. So don't be out here, acting a fool and just doing anything like, they're teenagers. So, sometimes teenagers be feeling themselves. I was a teenager. I'm not going to sit here and act like I don't know what teenagers do. But I said, don't maneuver in a way outside of me that if somebody saw you that was in contact with me, and they came to give me a report, you would be ashamed of the report, period, point blank. And I say, how am I that type of mother to teach y'all to do those things? But then I turn around and I'm basically living in a way that is contrary to what I'm teaching you. I say, in order for me to teach you right, I got to do right first. I have to model the expectation. So I'm not going to teach you what to do and who you represent outside of me and then expect you to pick up on it. Then when an opportunity comes, you ain't seen it. It haven't happened in your environment. It hasn't been modeled. You know what I'm saying? And they was just like, well, Ma, I respect it. But I still don't like it. And I'm like, you know what? I understand where you're coming from. And I'm not necessarily saying I get it right all the time. This time I got it right. Tomorrow, I don't know. Wednesday, I don't know. But today I got it right. And more importantly, I can't teach you guys something that I myself am not modeling. So if the expectation is to model what I want you guys to do, then you must see it in me first, period, point blank. I can't tell you to represent the Lord and represent me well when you're outside of me if I'm not modeling that behavior. So, it was it was trippy to come back in the house and for them to kind of come on my head like that, because I'm like, y'all hype. But once I explained, my position, they ain't like it. And I'm not saying I like it all the time, but you gotta respect it. I respect myself enough to show up in places and spaces around people, regardless of what your thoughts are of me. That don't move me. I wasn't always like this, but I am today, and I'm riding that wave. So when you are interacting with your children, especially your daughters, please don't be, I don't want to sound churchy. I don't want to sound churchy, but it's going to sound churchy. Don't be a hypocrite. Don't be out here, able to pick, what the word say? You are able to, talk about the speck in somebody else's eye and somebody else's life, but you totally miss the pole sticking out of yours. You know what I'm saying? Don't be a hypocrite. Don't speak on others and how they moving and how they living if you yourself is not in alignment. Period. Point blank. That's the message for today. Model the expectation. You can't expect these kids to just know because you talk like you say it, because you saying it. Like, this bring me to a time. I got a CT. She used to tell us, do as I say, not as I do. And it was like, yeah, back when we was young, I was like, yeah, do what she say, because I don't want my tail. Baby, she was whooping tail, okay? I ain't finna get no whooping. So it's like, yeah, do what she say, not as she do. And I didn't really get it, you know what I'm saying? Because she was grown and we were cheering, right? I got a little older. I was like, okay, TT, I see you now. But I ain't mad. But at the same time, you can't hold us to a standard you're not modeling us to. Bad. I still love you. So, as parents, we need to model the expectation, period, point blank. Help your children. Model the expectation, period, point blank. And don't be a hypocrite out here. I'll see y'all in the next video. Love you. Bye.